Hey guys, how's it going? Another film study video for you guys. This time we're going to be looking at the Cuban Erislandy Lara versus Canelo Alvarez. So with that said, on to the video. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about in this Lara film study is his use of the lead hand. You're going to notice how Lara uses the lead hand to establish distance, to establish range, and to use it as a probing device. So in this particular instance, you see him use the lead hand very quickly, and then shortly after follow up with a straight left and a right hand combination, so a 2-1 combination. But the key to this combination and the success of it is actually down to the lead hand, which he uses to unlock Canelo Alvarez's defense and cause a reaction, or force a reaction from Canelo, which allows him to open up and expose a target area for him to land the 2-1.
Largely partisan crowd for Canelo will react to every...
So of course, after the 1-2-1 combination, which is one of Erislandy Lara's best punch combinations, you see him circle away out to his left, outside Canelo's punching range. This is what epitomizes the ability to fight by getting in and getting out, which Lara is one of the best in the boxing game right now. The ability to launch his offense and then immediately escape from the scene of the crime. So what you essentially have is a fighter who's able to get in, get out, and basically sustain no damage in the process, because you have to be very quick in that transition between defense and offense, which Lara is very good at doing. Okay, now this is one of the best examples of using the lead hand as a probing device and as a distraction device, as well as using it to establish range in the process. The day I stopped talking about the lead hand is the day that Erislandy Lara, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Guillermo Rigondeaux stopped using it, basically. So, you just have to deal with this because it's so effective at what it does. Now, watch how Canelo, in the video which is coming up that you're gonna see Canelo Alvarez reach to check Lara's lead hand. He reaches to check his lead hand. Then you're gonna see Lara show Canelo that lead hand again, so he sticks the lead hand again. And watch closely, when I play the video, watch closely Canelo's reaction when Lara sticks that lead hand, and you will realize very quickly that it is actually Canelo's reaction to that lead hand as he reaches again to check the lead hand that exposes his face and allows Lara to unlock Canelo's guard and follow up with the 2-1. So it's like a 1-2-1, but that first one is just him using it as a probing device. You see what I mean? He uses that lead hand to expose Canelo's defense, and then he launches the left cross, followed by the straight right hand after those. It's just beautiful to watch.
That's exactly what we're getting to, but you mentioned something about me making a great point. Please hit it.
As I said in the previous clip, Canelo is prone to reaching for the lead hand. Now, this is not something that is necessarily bad, but what happens with age and with experience, Canelo is going to have to learn that with certain fighters in front of him, he should understand that reaching for the lead hand is actually what they want him to do. So you're going to see in the next clip I'll show you that because Lara keeps sticking that lead hand for the whole fight, Canelo is forced to begin to reach for that lead hand just to check the lead hand to make sure that there's nothing coming behind that, and to set up his offense off of his check of that lead hand, if you see what I mean. So Canelo is trying to prevent Lara being able to use that technique. But what ends up happening is every time Canelo ends up reaching for the lead hand, he's exposing himself, and Lara has the speed, the agility, the athleticism to immediately react to any exposure that Canelo gives him, which is by launching that left cross. So in the next video clip, you're going to see how using the lead hand as a dangerous weapon or as a probing device is a fantastic tool in boxing.
Defensive ability, giving the edge, and there he connects again to the head.
So here we see Lara stick his jab, sticks that lead hand once again. Just a tap jab. He's not really putting any force behind that. He forces Canelo to make a reaction. Canelo covers up. Unfortunately, the reaction Canelo makes is the wrong reaction, as is often the case with Canelo. And he ends up reaching once again. Because he really is caught between two minds. He really is, at this point, he doesn't really know what to expect from Lara. Every time that lead comes in, Canelo is so jumpy and he reacts excessively to that lead hand. And of course, he ends up reaching once again. By reaching, he exposes the right side of his face. Lara obviously thanks him for this and smashes him with the left cross and then circles away off to his left. And this happened over and over and over again in the fight. You've seen how many times I've shown you this now. This was basically Lara's strategy throughout the whole fight, and he was just scoring points doing this. And it's really quite funny to me because Canelo never really adjusted and couldn't really cope with the basic 1-2. Just as a quick point to mention, after Lara finishes his combinations, he normally circles out to his left. Sometimes he does circle away to his right, or he'll pivot away, holding the phone, covering up, and then he kind of bob and weave over to his right hand side. But most of the time in this fight with Canelo, he would just circle away, create distance out to his left with a simple bounce step to his left. Now, not only in this instance, but in multiple situations in the fight, Canelo would not cut the ring off properly. When Canelo was circling left, Canelo would be a bit lethargic and a bit tired and a bit slow in cutting the ring off, and this allowed Lara to continuously move away after every one of these combinations. Whether he hit or missed, he was usually able to move off to his left, and Canelo would be usually unable to cut the ring off as well as he should do. There are other points where Canelo did cut the ring off properly, but especially in the beginning of the fight, you see that Canelo is a bit slow in cutting the ring off, and in points towards the end as well. When Canelo was successful in cutting the ring off and pressing the action and forcing Lara onto the ropes, Lara was particularly effective at catching and shooting on the ropes. He would catch and shoot and then pivot, sidestep to safety, usually out to his right. And that's what you're going to see in the next video. So yes, there was some impressive moments, particularly in the beginning of the fight. Towards the middle section of the fight, Lara was being hit with more body shots and wasn't really catching and shooting as effectively as he should have done. But in the beginning, you could see he was very good at this. And of course, the sidestep and pivot to safety outside Canelo's punching range was also a nice touch.
Keep him busy even if they're not landing. Oh, good catch and shoot combination by Lara.
Okay, so finally you're going to see Lara use his lead hand here to set up a very nice right hook, which lands flush. Basically, here you have Lara. You see Lara show that lead hand. You see him stick the lead hand there as he measures his distance, establishes range, but also occupies Canelo's guard. Now, this is key. Watch Canelo's reaction when Lara sticks his lead hand. See how Canelo overly reacts to that lead hand. This is because Lara's been using this the whole fight, and Canelo doesn't really have an answer to this lead hand. So what Canelo then decides to do, this is by round 5. Canelo now decides by round 5, okay, what I'm going to do is when he sticks his lead hand, I'm going to change levels. All right, I'm going to change levels so I can expose something, probe for some offense, maybe come with an up jab or a shovel hook down the middle. But Lara is aware of this and notice how as soon as Canelo changes levels, see, this is what I was saying to someone in the comment section the other day. When someone uses this lead hand excessively, it may be wise for you to change levels and then try and fire something straight down the middle. Now that's exactly what Canelo's trying to do. Can you see that that's exactly what Canelo's trying to do? Right? Can you see that as Lara shows that lead hand? Right? Canelo changes levels and attempts to fire something straight down the middle. This is one of the counters I know for the lead hand distraction. Unfortunately, you're dealing with a sweet scientist in the ring by the name of Erislandy Lara, who knows that this is what you're going to do. Notice how as soon as Canelo changes levels, Lara changes levels as well. Notice how as soon as Canelo changes levels, Lara changes levels as well. Plants his back foot firmly on the ground and launches a grazing left cross and then smashes Canelo with a right hook and then pivots, holding the phone to his right. This is absolutely beautiful boxing here. You've actually seen something quite magical happen here because you're seeing Canelo attempt to counter Lara's lead hand distraction device or probing device. But you've now seen Lara, the sweet scientist, counter Canelo's counter by changing levels, shooting the left cross, and then tagging him with this right hook, and then bobbing and weaving under that flailing arm of Canelo, sidestepping out to his right, creating distance. This man is just gifted. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. The next Lara Canelo video I'm going to do is going to focus on what Canelo did good in the fight. So this is a Lara film study. The next one is going to be a Canelo film study. Of course, the Floyd Mayweather Maidana 2 is still being prepared. That's going to be a very good one as well. So thanks you guys for watching. On to the next one.
Shields, his trainer, saying that Canelo is desperate. He may very well need a knockout here in the 12th round to win the fight. It's been close, and maybe Canelo fully cognizant of that as he's on the attack. But Lara again using his footwork to avoid the brunt of the attack.
Yeah, niggas talk to me about fire. Told my niggas I'm be rich, they call me liar. And now they fan fame, but get burnt playing with this lighter. I come through late nights with this 40 and bright they night up.